This is the High Density Espalier Gardener, and I'm going to give you a tour of my whole garden. It is in a U shape around the backyard of my house, and excuse me. It starts with my mini vineyard, goes on to my mini orchard, and then I have a mini grove, and then a whole bunch of tropicals, and I'll show you what I mean. In addition to that, we have areas where we're growing some different other fruits and vegetables, but the majority of what I just mentioned are all trees and that sort of thing. So I named my garden Jardín Edena in Spanish, which is a play on the Garden of Eden, but it's like Edena. Anyway, here are my grapes from my mini vineyard, and my dog Bruno. I have 14 different varieties of grapes. I have an Autumn Royal. This is a little one that I'm just starting. It has some shoots that I'm going to be growing out, and then I'll choose the best one, and that will be my leader, which will then grow up. Then I'll have shoots at the top, which I will choose, and I will be pruning them according to the specific style that it's supposed to be. It just so happens that Autumn Royal and the Midgley's Purple, which is this one here, are spur trained, and then the Concord is cane trained. Anyway, this is my Concord. This is my Venus, and you'll notice that some of them are just stubs on the top, and then some have arms. And in my grape video, I explain why. So Venus, Thompson seedless. This is my Himrod here, and my Red Flame seedless, and my Zinfandel. Wait, I think that's my Zinfandel. No, this is my Summer Muscat. This is my Zinfandel, and my Black Manuka, and then my Merlot, and my blueberry grape. This is very hard to find, but worth the effort if you can find it. And my Cabernet, and my Perlette. 14 varieties of grapes in my mini vineyard. I'm backing up because I want to show you that on this side I also have a cherry tomato plant that I have not put up on strings yet, but I will. It's just growing every which way, and it's already starting to fruit. It's interesting to note that this tomato plant gives almost all year long. Okay, so we have next my figs. I'll talk about them in a second. My pears, and then on the corner my apples. But behind them, in just a moment, you can see I'm starting to prepare the dirt here for things that I'm going to be planting at the end there. I'll talk about my kiwi in a second. But here, I'm going to prepare the dirt, and I'm going to plant watermelons and cantaloupes, and then I'll grow them vertically up along the trellis. We had really good success with that last year, so I'm going to try that again. Okay, so here are my figs, and I have 3 figs that are going to be growing only from this post up to this post, and they're espaliered in the cordon style. I have a Violette de Bordeaux fig, gives really small, maybe 2 to 3 inch figs, and they're deep purple and they're super intense flavor. They're really good. Next to that I have a brown turkey fig, and then a panache fig, which is a green and yellow kind of tiger striped looking fig that has like a strawberry colored inside, and it's really good. Before I talk about my pears, I want to just mention here my jaboticaba. It's a Brazilian tree, a Brazilian fruit, that the fruit actually grows on the trunk, and it'll start to flower probably in another maybe 2 to 3 years. They say that it won't flower until the tree is at least 10 years old, and I think this is an 8 or 9 year old tree, so next couple of years or so I should be getting fruit. Now the leaves might look a little odd to you. They're not brown. Those are new leaves, and when the new leaves come out they're bright red, and then they turn like a peach color, and then they turn green. So they're in a middle transition period. They'll be green probably in another couple of weeks. But jaboticaba. And then next I have my pears. I have a Century 2000 Asian pear here. Has a lot of nice little spurs here, growing spurs, so hopefully I'll have a lot of pears coming out. And then there's some flowers from my Bartlett, which is this one, and I've been espaliering that across, and then up at the top I trim it off. I'm not going to let them grow taller than the 6 foot height. And then here I have I think it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, it's a 5-in-1 pair. So I have a total of 7, looks like 7 pairs. This is Bartlett grafted on there, Camas, Anjou, and let's see, Hood, and I have a Flemish Beauty or something like that on there as well. They're all being espaliered up against the wires, along the wires, and all of that sort of thing. Back here I have 2 kiwi vines growing up along this trellis, and I'll keep them in that confined area and see what happens. I have 2 because this variety requires male and female plant here, and the leaves are just starting to come back. Here I have a red delicious apple that I have espaliered against the wires here, and then going the other way over there with the central leader up that I've topped off, and then hoping to get branches coming out of that, and then I'll espalier along these wires as well. Behind that I have a Chinese jujube. It's a whip, so hopefully I'll start to get some nice branches out of there. I have 1 branch down in the bottom there. Behind that growing, I'll go back so you can see. I have a trellis between the 2 end posts here, and that has a total of 2 different kinds of blackberries, and I'll let those grow out, keep them confined into this area only, but it should be a nice enough set of vines so that I should get some nice fruit this year. And here I have a lavender and a rosemary. And what I've done is I've pruned it so that it's only confined, each of them are only confined to single branches, and I'm going to end up training these to see if I can get little trees out of them. Maybe I'll keep them at about 4 feet high. I'll let them blend in together probably, but I've never seen a rosemary tree or a lavender tree, so I'm going to give that a shot. Here I have, going up against another trellis, 5 different kinds of blueberry. I have a misty, thornbush, shoot, I can't remember the names, but there's 4 or 5 different kinds of blueberries there. Plus, I'll show you in just a second, I have a goji berry plant that's growing up along that trellis as well. So here are my blueberries again, and this is my goji berry growing up here. A couple of branches, maybe 3 branches growing up. So I should have some nice fruit this year as well. Okay, back to my apples. I have a multi-grafted apple tree here. There's 5 different kinds of apples on it. It's a Macintosh, a Gala, a Gravenstein, a yellow transparent, and shoot, one other kind I can't remember. Fuji. So I have a nice mix of apples, a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 apples, 7 if you count the jujubes, which are like a little tiny apple, but they grow to be about maybe 2 inches, 1.5 to 2 inches big, and they're really sweet. So kind of honey tasting. Okay, next I have my Haas avocado growing next to a white zapote. It's a Subel white zapote, and it's a Haas avocado. And you can see they're both espaliered along the wires already. And this is 2 years after I planted them, and they're growing in quite nicely. Then behind those, let's go back to this side so you can see easier. Here, I have a Fuyu persimmon. It's a whip. It's just starting out, so hopefully I'll be able to train that up and grow it pretty nice. And then on this side, you'll see just the dark trunk of a chocolate persimmon, which is also called a black zapote. The chocolate persimmon, when it's ripe, it gets like a dark brown color, and you chill it, cut it in half, and then eat it with a spoon. It's like eating chocolate pudding, they say. And the white zapote here is like eating vanilla pudding when you chill and cut that. And next to that, so this one here is my black zapote, my chocolate persimmon. Then here is a guamuchil tree from Mexico. It gives off a fruit that is more like a long string bean, and the fruit's inside. It's kind of like tamarindo, but completely different flavor. I'm just talking about how it looks when it grows out. It's a long string thing. Okay, next I have my mangoes, or I did. I was really sad this year. I didn't figure out a good way to protect some of the trees that were cold intolerant. So I ended up losing all of my mangoes. I had a Manila mango, a cherry mango, and a coconut cream mango back here. So what I'm going to do is, I've already started. I replaced my Manila here. I have a little Manila mango. I'm going to get another cherry mango, and I'll plant that here. And then in the back, between this post and that post, I'll string wires, and I'll espalier a coconut cream mango and a it's a weird name, Dakmokbai or Dakmanbai or some funky name. It's supposed to be a really good mango. It's a Thai mango, even though it sounds like, the name sounds Vietnamese. Dakmonbai or something like that, I don't remember. But I'll have 4 mangoes, and once I plant those, then I'll make a mango video. Next to that, I have 10 guavas in 2 rows of 5. Here's the back rows that you can see. I have back there a tropical white, a red strawberry, an Indian white, a lemon, and a pineapple. Show you from the other side. Well, there. So 5 guavas in the back. Then I have a red Beaumont here in front. A red Malaysian here. The red Malaysian is super slow growing. I've had them all for the same amount of time. See how fat that trunk is and how fat that trunk is. The red Malaysian is still almost a whip. It's hardly growing. But all of them have given fruit, and they're all really delicious. So next to the red Malaysian, I have a Mexican cream, a tropical pink, which is a South African pink, and another white guava. I don't remember the name of it. It may be that it's another Indian white, but I liked all of the guavas, and so if I happen to have a duplicate, oh well. So 10 guavas, and then I have 4 cherries that are espaliered. I have a Stella cherry here, and I have a 3-in-1 cherry here, and this one is a Bing, a Van, and a Black Tartarian, all grafted on the same rootstock. So I have a total of 4 cherries, and they're just starting to come in, and the little blossoms are starting here, and you should be able to see that there are quite a few little flowers that are going to start coming in, and hopefully I'll have a nice harvest. In the back there, you can see that I've laid out a couple of bricks just to start to plan for myself, because I'm going to build a raised bed for some vegetables and herbs and things like that. So it'll go from the wall. I'll bring it out up to that point, and I can still walk by, and I'll do it double height so that I can plant in there, and I'll take the plants that I have in there out. But I'll be planting carrots and cabbages and maybe some lettuce and onions and garlic and different herbs like thyme and just multiple things, whatever we find. But I have a whole packet full of seeds of different varieties of vegetables, so I'm going to go through that once I've set this up, and I'll do a video specifically on the raised bed little garden that I'm going to make. So I'll come back to that later. So then here I have my peaches and my nectarines. The peaches are 3-in-1. I have a Babcock, Gold Dust, and an Alberta all on this tree here, drying out quite nicely. The blooms and the blossoms haven't come out yet for that. But, I mean, this is a perfect example of what I tried to do with the whole yard. Here I have my nectarines. This is a Snow Princess or Snow Queen. And right now has probably 150 fruit, and that's because I took half of the fruit off already. But here you can see quite a nice bunch of nectarines. They're all in there, and they're growing quite nicely. Anyway, I took half of them off already. I may take some more off, but I'm thinking I'm just going to leave it this way for this season. But anyway, I was going to say that this is a perfect example of what I tried to do by selecting different varieties to plant. That way I wouldn't have all of the fruit all at once. I'm going to have all of these nectarines approximately at the same time, but then once those are done, then I should have peaches. So that was the plan, and it looks like it's going to start coming out pretty well. Here I have a total of 4 different kinds of plums. I have a Satsuma plum, Santa Rosa plum, elephant heart, and then down here a little tree. See it here. I have a seedling from a black velvet fruit. It was like a plum on the inside and an apricot on the outside, so it's a mixture. It's maybe a pluot or something, but so good. It's a deep purple, almost black, and the outside is fuzzy. So I planted 4 of those seeds, and 1 came out, and so in the next few, like in the next week or so, it should have all kinds of little flowers. So there's a lot of little blooms on it. It should be coming in quite nicely. There we go. It's just a little tree, but it's already a 1-year-old, so hopefully in another couple of years that'll be big and strong, and maybe in another few years I'll get some fruit from that. Anyway, have a lot of flowers in from the Satsuma. Hopefully I'll get a nice little harvest of fruit from that, and then along the bottom there and along this edge here I have some Santa Rosa flowers coming out. So I don't know, it looks like I should have a nice bunch of plums as well. Now I want to show you the plums are espaliered. I'm actually forcing them to grow along the wires, but the nectarines and the peach and the apricot I'm not. I'm having them grow close to the wires. So if you look at them, I mean they're all pretty flat against the wires, but they're not forced to grow along the wire here. Or even though I did a couple of them, the majority of them I'm just going to keep them close to the wires. So it's like a modified espalier. Okay, so then next to the plums I have my apricots, and they're flowering as well, coming in nicely. Here, all along there, down in there. And this is a multi-graft 3-in-1 apricot. I have a royal with a Katy and a Flavor Delight on this one. But I heard royals were really good apricots, so I bought a royal apricot tree. It's just basically a whip, but this also has some little flowers as well, so should get a nice little grouping of apricots. And then next to that I have my loquat tree. It's a golden nugget apricot that's growing more like a candelabra instead of just along the wires like cordon. So I'm doing something a little bit different with this one, and we'll see how that ends up working out. This one has some fruit on it as well, really nice looking. It's grown and come quite nicely, and that gives me hope that this tree should be giving me some really nice fruit. Next to that I have my little mini banana plantation, and up on top there you can see I have a banana flower coming out with some bananas attached to it. They just started coming out, so there should be like another 10 rows or so of bananas. You should get like 50 to 100 bananas off of this one. I have quite a lot of little banana trees, and they come out in different stages, so I should have bananas on a continuous basis, because as one banana gives the fruit, it only gives fruit once. So once this one is done giving me the fruit here, I'll take this one out, and then there will still be 12 banana plants left that are growing in different stages. Here I have a little guanabana. I don't know how that one's going to do, but it's tiny. Here I have a longan, whatever. That is a cousin fruit to the lychee, Chinese fruit. This one has a red skin, and the longan has like a tan colored brown skin. But I have a longan here and longan here and a lychee here growing together. And I'll put the more wires here so that they can be espaliered, and I'll keep them at least flat up against the wires. Then here, and I'll come on the other side so you can see what I'm talking about. But I have my tropicals here, and on the other side I have citrus over there. I have a total of 17 citrus trees that I'll get to in a minute. So I have here my pomegranates, I have a red wonderful, a Utah sweet here, and an orange marmalade pomegranate trees. And then behind that I'll have that raised bed for gardening. I have the starting of my citruses. I have a Valencia that we've already gotten fruit from. We had like 25 fruit. It was pretty good. We made juice out of it. And then I have two Cara navel oranges, and I got a second one just because I thought that was kind of a cool thing. They're pink inside instead of orange. Then here I have my Moro blood orange, and behind it in the corner I have my Mineola Tangelo there. Then here I have my Algerian mandarin, and I've gotten fruit from these as well. Really quite nice. My clementine mandarin or tangerine here, and then next to it, actually quite tall now, my Satsuma mandarin, and then my Dancy tangerine, my W. Murcott, which is called a honey tangerine. I have my Meyer lemon. There's a whole lot of flowers on it already. There were several bees here just a little while ago. I was really happy about that. So that's my Meyer lemon. And then my Eureka lemon here, growing out quite nicely. behind it, I have a jalapeno tree. We've picked probably 200 jalapenos from that last year. Then another little jalapeno just sprouting up. And here's my Mexican thornless lime, little tiny limes, kind you drink with beer or squeeze into your menudo. And then a Bear's seedless lime here. Oh, and then by the way, you can see here, okay, for example, where I've put the mulch around the base of the trees. I'll get to those trees in a minute. This is the mulch that I use. It's an all-natural garden soil, Kellogg's, organic. But before I put the mulch in, I always put some chicken manure. And for the citruses and the avocado, I use something called Vigoro, citrus and avocado plant food, and it's done really well for them. So I haven't put the mulch on this one yet, but I'll get to it. And here I have my grapefruits, my Oro Blanco here that I'm training up to the wires, and I still have to tie this one off up to the top so that it will be at its full height, and then I'll train some of the little branches off to the side for espalier purposes. And then I have my Rio Red, which gave us grapefruit last year, and it has a lot of little flowers on it, so hopefully I'll get some more grapefruit this year. And so total of, oh, I missed one. Here's a little experiment. This is a lemon from seed, and it's a yellow lemon, but it didn't look like a eureka. So we're trying to see, okay, well, if it gives fruit, you know, what the heck will it be? So that's the 17th. And then eventually I'll get another grapefruit, either another Rio Red or a cocktail grapefruit, and I'll plant it on the other corner there. So I'll end up with a total of 18 citrus. Then here, I have 6 papaya trees, and I cut them off at the top because this year the fruit and the leaves froze, and I was really disappointed, and I thought, you know, I'm just going to lose the papayas. But then I saw a video where they had cut the top off and the branches grew, and so it turns out that it is working. We cut the top off, and a whole bunch of little branches are growing in. Once they're all in and they're growing up larger, then I'll prune some of them out to thin it out, and then we'll see what happens. But now that they're shorter, I should be able to figure out a way to keep them warm. One of the things that I'm thinking of doing is buying some of those outdoor heaters that they use in restaurants and things like that. I'll put them out here and then just keep the area warm enough so that the thing doesn't freeze. And then hopefully I won't lose any more of my plants. So going back along this way, I have some tropical fruit trees. This is a cherimoya. It's an El Bumpo cherimoya. Then I have a Gefner Atimoya. Going up here, Gefner. And then here is a cherimoya again, but this one is a Jefe cherimoya. And the little fruit shoots are starting to come out there. And I mean, it's still really early in the season. The leaves and fruit and blossoms are just barely starting to come out. In another month or so, I'll probably post another update, and just the whole thing will be all full of greenery, and hopefully the little fruit coming out blossoms. And this is an African Pride Atamoya here. And this is a red custard apple. It had gotten a little bit frost damage. It's not really frost, it was just cold. It froze. But the little blossoms, shoots are coming out again. So now that I think I figured out how to save the plants, I shouldn't have that problem anymore. So this is back to my lychee and my longan. And just one other small area I wanted to show you guys before I end this video. We are growing potatoes and sweet potatoes in buckets here. And we have already dumped some of these out in the past, and we had 24 little potatoes, and they were really good. Anyway, just to show you that with gardening, almost anything is possible. Anyway, if you have questions or comments, please post them and I'll answer them as soon as I can. This is the High Density Espalier Gardener, and that was my backyard with all of my fruit trees. About 110 different varieties of fruit that's growing.